So what's up, everybody? I'm here. I'm at the Smoothie Jungle Cafe, and I'm about to do an interview with the owner, Geraldo. And I've eaten here a few times, and I just really love the atmosphere. And let me just show you. Take a look here, Smoothie Jungle Cafe. Really good atmosphere, nice food, healthy. Drink is good too. So we're about to go inside. All right. Here. This is the menu. Very robust menu. They have healthy food, drinks, chips, things for everyone. So the ambiance is really, really nice. They have nice music. And did you look at that? Look at that accent wall. It's really, really nice. This is Geraldo. This is the owner, who you will meet. So he's been owning this for about 3 years, and we'll get a chance to talk to him. We're here with the current owner of Smoothie Jungle Cafe. This is?
My name is Geraldo Abreu.
So he's going to give us an opportunity to ask a few questions and just get some background about Smoothie Jungle Cafe. So here we go. Can you tell us a little bit of history about Smoothie Jungle Cafe?
Yeah, Smoothie Jungle Cafe has been around since the late 90s. It started with one store in Tamarack, then it expanded to a second store in Oakland. In 2019, when I came to the store, I was really impressed, and I was going to open one store, and then I had the opportunity of opening two. So I opened two stores in 2019 and in 2020. This store in particular was open in February of 2020.
Okay, can you tell us where this store is located?
Yes, we're right across from Holiday Park on Sunrise Boulevard. A nice intersection because it's very busy, and we're right in the Bell Partners apartments. There's over 200 apartments here. Many of our customers live in the facilities, and then we also have a lot of customers that come because there are also a lot of tourists during the high season, as well as those who are at the park, whether it's football, soccer, or baseball. It's a really nice location.
Nice. Okay. What inspired you to? So you said there was somebody who actually opened one, and you had the opportunity to go to it. What inspired you to actually go ahead and purchase not one but two?
Yeah. The idea was to open a small cafe, something my wife always wanted to do.
Okay.
A coffee shop. But when I went for lunch, I actually went for lunch one afternoon. I was working somewhere, and I asked someone, hey, where can I go around here to get something healthy to eat? And they pointed me to that store. So I went there, and I was really impressed. There was a lot of traffic. I was really impressed with the menu. They had all of the healthy options. I was used to eating a lot of heavy, starchy food during lunch. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, by 2 o'clock, I was falling asleep, miserable. I couldn't keep my eyes open. In meetings, I was dozing off. So I changed my diet as soon as I, met this cafe, the Smoothie Jungle Cafe. And then I had the idea that, wait, I can actually, my wife wants to open a cafe. This would be a perfect cafe to open because it was healthy options. And so when I opened one, I thought, to get really successful, you have to have a little bit more scale. So it's better to open multiple stores, that you can actually, leverage a lot of the similar resources, especially the food and the labor. So that was my idea of opening not one, but opening two. The downside, however, is that I opened both of these restaurants right before the pandemic. Right, so in 2019, I opened the first one in November 2019. I opened the second one in February of 2020. Okay. So that was really the challenge. Just open. When you're starting a business, it has a lot of struggles. Just as you're trying to market and you're trying to attract new customers and dealing with the inventory and dealing with the employees, but then you throw on top of that pandemic.
Right.
That just basically made it very difficult for us. But so far we're still standing on this one. I did close the first one because that one was really struggling. And it was in a location where it was very challenging to actually get people to be excited about eating healthy food.
Right.
So we decided to close that one in December of 21.
Okay. So the other one closed, and this one is still open. What do you think sets this one apart from the one you had before, and what sets Smoothie Jungle Cafe itself apart from other restaurants?
Good question. So this one is, the location is much better than where the other one was located in Cold Springs. There seems to be a very active, active lifestyle residents that live in this community.
Okay.
So this fits with them, with their schedule, and with the things that they like to do. They go to the gym, they walk in the park, they like to go to the beach. There's a pool right in this facility. So it's a perfect location for those individuals that want a healthy lifestyle. So I think we're situated in the right place.
Right.
Versus the other one was a little bit more in a depressed area where people didn't really care too much about eating healthy. Although they do care, but it wasn't enough of a volume of people to make that restaurant actually survive.
Gotcha.
Incidentally, the guy who bought the location from me, he now has a Peruvian restaurant, and he's doing very well. But the food there is very different than what we sell here.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Can you describe some of your most popular drinks and food that you guys serve here?
Yeah, so the most popular drink is called Jungle Power. That drink includes your high fiber greens, kale, spinach, as well as your fruits. It has pineapple, mango, banana, and then you can add any supplement you like to those, including whey protein or vegan protein. That is the most popular. We sell that every single day. But what's different than, let's say, another smoothie place, Smoothie Jungle is locally owned, number one.
Right.
Number two, it has a combination of not only healthy drinks, smoothies, as well as vegetable juices that we actually press here in the store, but also has an array of things that customers can select from to eat. From sandwiches to salads, from soups. We actually make our own soups here. And then we have the fruit bowls, the acai bowls, as well as the mango bowls. So you'll find that not many cafes or smoothie places offer that broad of a menu. So they either limit it to juice or smoothies or juice, but not have the multitude of options for customers to select from.
Nice. So that kind of segues into the next question. How do you source your ingredients? I know you said you want to focus on healthy eating and things like that.
Yeah.
So how do you source your ingredients to make sure that they're of the highest quality and fresh?
Yeah. So we normally do our shop once a week. Sometimes we have to do it multiple times a week due to the volume. It all depends. But our ingredients come from a company called Restaurant Depot. There are a number of them in South Florida. One is in Davie, and then the other one is in Pompano. So normally we make sure that our bananas are fresh. Obviously, we do get our fruits. They're fresh in the sense that they're frozen, and so it's very difficult. This idea that fruits have to be right off the tree in order for them to be considered fresh, it's a misnomer, or it's not true at all. What you'll see from the most renowned nutritionists, they'll tell you that the important thing is to make sure that you have fruit in your diet because it has fiber. And that fruit can come from either frozen or fresh, or it can even come from a can. But our fruits normally are frozen. We bring them out about every week. And then some of our other items are fresh. Right? So our spinach is fresh, that's not frozen. Our kale is fresh. Our bananas are fresh, and our strawberries are fresh as well.
Right. Okay. What do you think are the most important qualities and success for a small business owner such as yourself? You said you opened 2 cafes. You told us about the first one and how this one is doing. Do you have any other businesses? And what do you think are the tools to success?
Yeah, so I think having a good business plan and really getting sort of a board of directors or people that can really test your theory and really push hard on your business plan. I can tell you that was one of the missteps that we made. When I say we, my wife is also a partner, and she's a big part of this organization. You know, when we purchased it together. But she and I will agree that the one thing we should have done a little bit more was our due diligence, to really hammer our business plan and to try to get some people that would have an opposing point of view, so we can really, see if our idea is really going to stick. Right? Because what happens is when you get so emotional, as I was when I first opened this restaurant, because I was so excited about the healthy options.
Right.
I wasn't really thinking about the business plan. So I think the business plan is the number one thing that needs to be considered first and foremost. And the biggest part of the business plan that I think small business owners need to really pay attention to is the marketing, and also the capital. How much money are you going to put on reserve? Because you're not going to have profits in the first couple of years.
Right.
So how are you going to survive? During those difficult times. For us, unfortunately, we had to spend more capital than necessary, and part of the reason was because of the pandemic. Right, so the number of customers went down. People were locked up in their house. We really didn't have good infrastructure in terms of online ordering, so that prevented us from really, from people. Well, we just started, so people didn't really know us. So it created a big hole in our finances, because whatever reserve we had to use it, to really offset some of the lack of revenue. So I would say the biggest thing is make sure you have, a good business plan, and be open to sharing that business plan with what I call your personal board of directors, and making sure that you're open to any feedback or pushback that they may give your plan, even though you think it's a great idea, but they're not so emotionally connected to it, so they can speak openly and then give you perhaps some perspective that you may not be thinking about.
No, that's really good and sound advice. So just to piggyback off of that, how did you choose your board of directors? Are they people you know?
Well, I didn't have one.
Business?
I didn't have one. I was so gun-ho. I knew this was going to work. I said to myself it was going to work. And I had the money at the time, and I wanted to put the money to work. What I would say is my error was for not having that, group of people that would give me the perspective. I was going to do it regardless. But I decided, we're going to go ahead. My wife and I, we both agreed. We were kind of the board of director and the decision makers at the same time. So I would say, don't do that. I would say, lessons learned for me is make sure you have an alternative point of view to really make sure that you're, testing your theory that it actually is going to work. How you select your personal board is people that you've known over the years, people that have an interest in you succeeding.
Right.
I think it's hard to pick family members or people that you are friendly with, because the friendship doesn't always relate to business. You may have some really good friends where you go out drinking, where you have a good time, but you don't share the same value when it comes to business. Right. So that could put the friendship and the advice that they may give you a little bit at odds. So I think find people that are your colleagues who know you, but not necessarily are your friend per se.
Right. Okay. No, that's sound advice. I totally agree, because sometimes your alignments may not necessarily coincide with
Correct.
what. Yeah.
Correct.
So you have quite a few customers who are regulars here.
Yeah.
How do you engage your current customers and future customers in terms of like loyalty and things like that?
Very good. Yeah. So we have a loyalty program where we not often, because I don't send messages very often, because I find that to be very annoying.
Right.
But we do let our customers know when we're having a special, and also when our customers come in, they get we get to ask them if they want to be part of our loyalty program. Our loyalty program is pretty simple. Right now, as it stands, if you spend more than $9, you get a point for every time you come.
Okay.
By the time you reach 5 points, you're getting $3 off your next purchase.
Nice.
Sometimes we have specials where we tell people, hey, buy 2 for 1. Sometimes we have happy hours, so we let the individuals know. So those are the things where we, communicate with you through text or through email, and we let them know, and they're very grateful for it. We have a number of our customers that are on the loyalty program, and they do value it when they get that $3 off, especially when they buy one of our favorite selection, which is a combo, where you get a smoothie and a sandwich for $12.99.
Right.
You minus $3 out of that, and they feel like they're getting a good bargain.
Right, yeah. Like I've had your food like a lot of times, and it's good, and you feel good after you eat it because it's healthy.
Right. Yeah. You don't fall asleep.
Right. No.
You feel so heavy.
Right.
And your body's working extra hard to digest what you just ate.
Right.
And most of what is left in your body is not as good for you.
Right.
Where here, if you eat a salad, or you start your day with a smoothie, you already have your fiber, right? So that gets your gut going. Our gut sometimes overworks because we put a lot of fried foods. I try to engage with our customers when they come, but I read a lot of books on dieting. I'm a big believer that the best health plan is eating healthy and exercising.
Right.
To me, that is the best health plan. It doesn't matter how expensive your plan is. If you think your medical insurance is going to be your savior, it's not. Right. It's they want you to almost be unhealthy so that you can pay the maximum.
Right.
In my case, I believe that if you eat right and you take care of your gut bacteria, ultimately you're going to be very healthy and you're going to live a successful and active life.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons why buying this store was a big driver for me.
Right. So, can you describe any future plans or goals you have for Smoothie Jungle Cafe? Do you plan on opening another one?
Well, right now we're looking to, because my kids are going off to college. I've already retired from my executive job where I was doing human resources for many years, over 25 years. And my wife is an immigration attorney. She wants to do a little bit more in that area.
Okay.
And I want to do a little bit more in the real estate area. I have a number of ventures in real estate. So we're going to shift our focus a little bit. Okay. So we're looking to actually promote Smoothie Jungle for anyone who wants to have an opportunity to purchase it and carry on the journey. The difficult part has already been done.
Right.
Because we've already done the 3 years of heavy lifting, of heavy marketing, of surviving the pandemic. Now I think
great menu,
right? So the menu's great. So someone coming in now wants to take it to the next level. There's a great opportunity for that. Awesome. This location is, if I was to continue with it, what I would do is I would think about opening a little bit longer into the day. Right now our schedule is limited from 8 to 6. Because we're really catering to more of the breakfast and lunch crowd. But I think there's an opportunity here to also have this as an evening light food, a wine bar, beer, so people can come and kind of, decompress from their day.
Right.
With a glass of wine, salad, some light fare, because of the location is just perfect for that. So that's what I would consider doing if I was to continue with it. But right now, our focus is more on some of the other ventures that we're part of.
Okay, so if you don't mind sharing, this is going to be the last question. For anybody who's interested in contacting you about Smoothie Jungle Cafe, how can they do that?
Very simply, they can just email me at sunrise sjc. That's sunrise sjc@gmail.com, or call me directly at 305-440-9254. So I can share a little bit more about the restaurant. Anyone that's interested or anyone that knows of someone that is interested, they can send them my way, and we can have a conversation from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Geraldo. Thank you for taking the opportunity and the time to actually sit down with me and answer my questions and tell everybody about Smoothie Jungle.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and hope I see more people coming in.
Oh, definitely. I hope so too.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
I've told you I've eaten here a few times. Oh my goodness. I had the tuna wrap, and I've already taken some bites out of it. It was so delicious. And then I also got the kale, cucumber, spinach, apple, lemon juice, and honey. I also included some some pineapples in there, based off of a recommendation from one of the people who work here. Oh my goodness, this is so good. You guys have to try it.